We're going live. I'm touching my hair. Everything's everywhere. Hello, friends, enemies, and everyone in between. As always, I am Jackson Wood. I am the marketing and events coordinator for Japanime Games. And, whew, February is almost over, folks. 2 days left. That means you only have 2 days left to get your Happy Valentine promo. Great ways to do that, pre-ordering Naruto Ninja Arena. We know a lot of you don't have it, and it is dope. And you should get your hands on it. The more pre-orders are, the better. So, check it out. Pardon me while I got the sniffles. It's like allergy season for me, and rainy and all that out here in Portland. But we have power this week, so exciting. We've got an evening coffee, because I'm one of those folks. And we're going to just talk about a lot of different things. As usual, it'll be anywhere between 5, 10, 15 minutes, an hour. That all depends on you, the viewers who are watching live right now. For those who are catching this later, the timestamps will be added at some point when I can get around to it. I say that because I don't always get around to it when I should. I do my best, but... pardon my itchy ear. I can't always, because... it's time. It's always just time. Anyway. Let's jump into it, shall we? Man, I am rambling a little bit more than usual today. But we can talk all the big stuff. Japanime Tactics. More licenses are coming. They are being approved. We're in the approvals process. But, so much fun. If you are like me, you like miniature style gameplay, but you want it quick, easy, out of the box, and highly replayable, you are going to be stoked for Japanime Tactics when you get your hands on it. Josh and I think I say this every week, we crush it every week. Doing a ton of math talk, or just like concepting talk, and getting things dialed in. And it's been a phenomenal process so far. But let's use that to go to the next point, because we might be quick here. Tanto Kure Beta. No, a lot of people out there are excited for the Tanto Beta that is going on, and I have really great news for you. We already have 750 people in there. Week 1 was 250. Week 2 was 500. It has been so successful and so smooth so far that we are jumping up to another 750 this week. I just announced earlier today 500. I'm going to say on Sunday when we give out the codes, there's another 250 for people to get hype. That's 1,500. That's 1,500 of the 2,500 backers waiting to get in, which means that's only 1,000 more, which, if it can handle it, would be the week after. If we just ratchet up by another 250 again the week after this one, that's everybody in. But what that means is I get to start giving away other codes. So, keep an eye out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord for some beta codes, because I am going to be giving those out. It's going to be contests, there's going to be giveaways. I don't know how many I'm going to give out just yet, mostly because I don't know what the approvals is. This just came in today, so this is a question for next week, especially because the work day is over. But I'm so excited to get more people in there. The fact that it's gone so smoothly is so exciting. Like, we're ready to get this to you. So that's a big update there. I think the big one a lot of people are waiting for, we're going to focus on it now. And you can always ask your questions in the comment section. Black Clover, what's going on? Well, Crunchyroll earlier late last year, earlier being 2-3 months ago, but late last year, 2020, gave out the announcement who they've licensed with. Japanime Games being one of them, Black Clover being the IP. And we're going to be doing... I shouldn't say we're going to be doing. We still had to get the approvals, but we have a really cool pitch in mind. I'm really stoked for it. I get to work with Dylan from Lindvander on this one. And if you know anything about me, I'll put the teaser there just to see if you can dig up the facts about me. I love worker placement games. And that's about all you need to know. But with that, we're going to wind down. Because it really wasn't a big news week. Heather got a bunch of stuff out on all of... just all of the Kickstarters that have been waiting. Like we're waiting. Like they've all been updated, I believe. Heather went through yesterday and today, so that's good. Got some promos and other stuff going on with all of them. We're ready to be caught up. We want to be excited about new stuff, not worrying about delivering old stuff. We don't want to be playing catch up. It's not our favorite thing. Beyond that, I'd love to hear what people are playing lately. I haven't really been able to settle into a game outside of work. I'm going to try Bravely Default 2, maybe, since we have a Switch in the home. I've heard great things about the first two. I love, JRPGs. I love tactic-style games. Final Fantasy Tactics is my favorite game of all time, so I'm hopeful. I've played Fell Seal, and that was a lot of fun when that came out. But nothing's really scratched that itch, so that's what I'm hopeful for. Beyond that, I would likely find myself... I've been playing Blood Bowl, the Games Workshop game, mostly because I play in a league almost every year. That's a lot of fun. And if you like fantasy rugby, I highly recommend it. It's very niche, but it's a stupid game, and it's a game that you're going to hate because the dice hate everyone. Yeah, it's just goof around time. Goof. I think that's really it. I'm making Eric watch a bunch of an anime for approvals purposes, but if it all goes out, we have some really exciting news for this year. But we'll see what comes of it in that capacity. Lots of licenses, yeah? Words. They're weird, right? Especially when you're just talking to yourself. A lot of licenses are kind of out there to be talked about and looked at and snatched up. I'm really excited for it. 2021 is going to be a great year for a lot of those games. But as always, if you have questions, now is the time to ask them as we kind of get into all the information that's been put out. It's been a quick week. Updates elsewhere, they'll all be in the description. Likely by tomorrow. Just be like, here's the Kickstarter updates, here's everything that's new. Yeah. Blitzball is a more newbie-friendly game. I don't recommend Blood Bowl to anybody who easily gets frustrated at a game. But I love it just because of how bad it is. And that's not to say that it's a bad game. It's a game that does not like anyone because it's random. There's always ways to head to those bets, but it's not a game that I would actively choose to seek out in my own time if it were not for this league. That's really what it's about. Any game is fun with the right friend group. If I see the rolls hanging out, while you got me, I'm happy to answer some questions. I'm a little bit more low energy this week. It's been a long week. Catching up from last week. Turns out it weighs on you a little bit more than you think sometimes, especially when you're busy. But I want to make sure I can answer questions, hang out for a little bit. I got some coffee. And when we're done here, I'm just gonna go fuck off, pretty much. I mean, I try not to curse all the time, but this is how I talk like a normal human being. I'm just gonna go chill and go into the weekend, and then on Sunday, I'm gonna be playing a lot of multiplayer Tanto games with all you cool nerds that get in. How's the beta doing in general? It's a really good question. Like I said kind of earlier here, but I don't know when you hopped in, the beta's going very swimmingly. We are going to be adding another 750 people this weekend, which I've not updated on any of the other socials because I wanted to leave it as a special thing for this sort of recap, because that came in after I'd already posted about another 500. So we went from 250 to 500 to 750. So it's 1,500 people this week that'll be in there. All the major issues that existed during the alpha testing got dealt with super quick, which was really nice to see. And it's mostly just been some weird, like, corner case interactions after that, or tuning purpose stuff. Like, there is a campaign mode involved, and sometimes it's a question of like, oh, is this number too high? Is this number too low? Right? It's at that sort of level of that going up, but we're still not quite sure how multiplayer will handle if there's too many people on it at once. Obviously, we don't. The backers are going to probably be the core group of people playing Tanto online. But we want to get all of you in there playing and then doing more stuff with it. There's a lot of really cool ideas, especially with video games. Yeah, overall, I would say that it has been a solid success and has gone much more quickly than people expected, which makes me happy. Particularly from a selfish place, because I don't like working on the weekends. I make my schedule work, but I like to have 2 days off in a row, and those are the best days for me to take off. But when it comes to dealing with all you cool folk and like actually having fun with you, I can deal with playing video games on the weekend for work. There's no real big complaint from me. It's more just preferences. I'm a sleepy man, and I like to read books and drink my coffee. Yeah, any other questions? I know that was a big, long, kind of rambling answer to all of that, but I have nothing but positive things to say. I actually don't know that one, Raul. I figured that we will probably the mobile component release. I knew what you meant, but I appreciate that for other folk. I don't know in regards to how that process is going to look because it's a whole new territory for everybody. But I would suspect it will be very similar to what it is now. Yeah. I think that's really the most I can say there, just because it hasn't been talked about yet. The focus has been getting, because once this is done, at least with how it's being built, it's really easy to get onto mobile afterward. So the expectation is that any kind of testing there is going to probably be minimal, other than like, is it working properly on this new platform? Which is a very important process in the testing. I just don't know how much more it will take. Beyond... I expect it'll be less than what's going on now, since a lot of the same stuff isn't going to have to be tested again. But that's my best expectation for that. I'm trying to think. Mostly I'm just here pondering if there's anything else that would be related to that would be pertinent. And I don't think there is. So not even like secret stuff I can't talk about. I just think there's not much concerned there. But any other questions? You got me here. You can always message me on Discord too, but you have me here now, and I love hanging out. And I can just ramble about other stuff while I'm winding down in general too. Like how Insomnia, I'll drop a link to the Notify page in the chat. But if you haven't looked at Insomnia yet, I highly recommend you do. If you are a fan of cooperative games, which we don't have too many in our catalog, so we're trying to flesh that out a little bit more. If you're a fan of cooperative games, fully cooperative, then you are going to have a really great time with Insomnia. If you like the room building exploration aspect of Betrayal at House on Haunted Hill, with some more narrative components, I mean... Betrayal is also very narrative in how it finishes up, but a different kind of narrative component, a much more Japanese approach. Then you will likely love this game. I've had tons of fun with it. My hope is to get it on Tabletopia soon, so that it will be available during the Kickstarter. But again, it's that time limits and what I can do each day. But as always, if there's no more questions, based on where I am at, if there's a question that comes up later and I miss it, like, ping me with it. But we're going to wrap up. Much love to everyone as always. Thank you all watching now or later. I'll catch you on the flippy floppy. Goodbye.